For the last couple of days, I've been at a film festival to see a film I acted in called Joachim and the Apocalypse. It was great to see the film in English. I don't know if it was the first time in English, but certainly the first time in the UK. And it was showing at the London Rolling Film Festival, which I have to say was fantastic. All the people there, absolutely wonderful. And as you know, I'm an introvert and even have reclusive tendencies. So to be so warmly welcomed and engaged with, it was just lovely. I mean, they were professional and did what they had to do, but it was all done with smiles and joy and happiness, and life is so much better when it's like that, isn't it? So I went to see the film with my colleagues, with director Jordan River. Absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. I want to see it a couple more times actually, because there's a lot in there that I feel like I need to go back to and see again to extract everything from the film. I also met a friend of mine, Jennifer. I'll leave her a link for her in the description, for a film she was in. And this time I'm pretty sure it was the first English subtitled screening of it, and it worked brilliantly. And I really liked the film. I thought it was wonderfully done with wonderful performances and a great story. So I saw two great films, which is more than a man could ask for. Seeing my friend was great. We did a film together 7 years ago, and it was a surprise, so that was lovely. And it made me think that, when you go to film festivals, there's, it isn't just about, well, first and foremost, you're there to support the film you worked in, the film you're in or associated with in some way. And then in my case, the second reason was to go and support my friend Jennifer, whose film was showing the next morning. But there's so much more you should be thinking about. And I'm admittedly rubbish at all this sort of thing. But film festivals for an actor, and I'm thinking as an actor, a great opportunity to, show your wares in the film, but also meet other people and network, which I've mentioned before is one of my strengths, but I have to do better. But if you're there, you should make the most of it, because there'll be press there, there'll be casting people there, there'll be producers, directors, other actors, lots of people which, without putting it too bluntly, might be able to help you to get work. So you should be hooking in and making all those connections as much as you can. And it's, it's a showcase for you to show your stuff. And even if you're talking to someone, you can, if you've got a reel which is 2 minutes long, you may be able to show them that during your discussion, especially if they show some sort of interest in you. So you can show a greater breadth of what you can do. So all that networking with other actors, other filmmakers, the industry can only do you well. So do it. You don't have to be working hard to do it better than I do, but I strongly encourage you to, make the most of these opportunities. As always, I've got a few points, and as always, I forget halfway through because I get talking on one thing and my mind sort of goes off a bit. Industry connections. building relationships, and relationships are everything. Again, as an introvert, it's not something I am as what's the word? Not forceful, but not as forthright as I should be in building relationships with other people. I tend to let things happen organically, which isn't always the best because, it's a highly competitive industry and, you've got to try and take whatever advantage you can, without being an arsehole. So I should be more forthright. I should be engaging more. There was actually a moment when I was waiting for the rest of the people for the film I was in to arrive, and it was a break between some short films they were showing. And someone actually from the festival came up and saw me there sitting by myself and said, "Oh, we're all breaking now for these for these short screenings. Everyone's networking. If you want to get involved, it'll be great." And, another person would have jumped up and dove right in. And that's what I should have done. But it's not really me. And she didn't put any pressure on me. It was just the sweetest thing, which is what I really liked about this festival. It was just information, smiles, and a warmth and kindness. So, I didn't engage, but she just sort of gently opened the door to me to engage. Does that make sense? Oh, just dropped my glasses. Yeah, so I'm just saying all these things about what you should do at a festival and realizing that I do very little of it, or not nearly enough of it. Makes it come across a little bit negative, but it shouldn't be. I mean, the faults in this in these situations are all mine, that's for sure. But that said, even as an introvert, even if you're working, you're doing things, or even if you're, I don't know, whether you're an actor or a producer, director, writer, if you go to festivals and you see someone that you might want to work with, whether it's a director or, whether you're an actor or writer, producer, and you see a film and you think, "Oh, I'd like to work with that director," or you're one of the others and you see a film and you think, "Oh, what a great story, I wonder who wrote that," or "What a great performance." There's so many opportunities for you, even if the opportunity is just to get a name. "Oh, I thought so-and-so, who's the supporting actress in this film, did a great job and I'd like to work with her." You've got something. Even if it's a little snippet, you've got it. So I've always been a little reluctant to go to festivals. I mean, when we have festivals that I'm able to get to for Kin Spirits, the film I directed, of course, I'll be going to them. As and when they get screenings. But I should be going to more anyway, just anyway going to festivals, because what a great showcase for everyone. And it's not just the actors, writers, producers, directors. I mean, the soundtracks. The two films that I watched, the one I was in and the one my friend was in, had the same composer, and the music was wonderful in both of them. Very different, but both fantastic. So you could meet, hear that and think, "Oh, he's someone I want to work with." the makeup or the costume or the sound or whatever it is. Something that, or hopefully it's more than one thing, but the things that you see in a movie you watch make you realize that they're someone you really like to work with. And just chatting with people, hearing about their projects, it opens up doors to possible opportunities. Or even if not that, they may have a friend who's doing something that they think you might be good for in whatever capacity. It might lead to something. You just never know. I mean, networking is a good thing. Me being bad at it is not a good thing. So I've got to work on that, that's for sure. But overall, London Rolling Film Festival, fantastic. I really liked everyone that was there, and I don't know when they're open again for submissions, but if I don't get a chance to submit Kin Spirits to it, I will certainly be looking to submit other films I make there, because it was just a really comfortable, warm, welcoming, friendly environment. Thanks for watching. It'd be great if you could like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and leave a comment or ask a question. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you'd like to support me further, you can buy me a coffee. There's a link in the description below. I hope to see you in the next one.